Tonight, she'll be sharing her story about her journey through performing arts. So please give a warm applause to Cristina.
Buonasera, everybody. Come on, you're sleeping already? It's not bedtime yet. Buonasera. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, now I can start. So I'm just gonna do something. Who has dreams? Of course. And when you have a dream, what comes after? Challenges. What they do, they weaken us or they strengthen us. But the most important thing is the lessons that we learn. So tonight I'd like to share the lessons I've learned while facing the challenge of my life, which was trying to pursue a career in performing arts. For me, performing means freedom. Dancing for the body, singing for the voice, acting for the mind. And when I'm on stage, I just feel my heart full and I feel like I can shine. And that's why I love performing arts. And I've been loving it since I was a little child. And I've loved being on stage. And I mean, you can have a look right there. But by the time I was 13 years old, I had figured it out. I want to be an actress. So I found this performing arts school. I go, I want in. Oh no, darling, you can't. You know, you're too young for this program. Come back in a few years. But oh, come on, I really want to do this. Please let me audition. Please. Oh, you know what? All right, I'll let you audition. And I did. And guess what? I got in! Yay! It was so good, the best 3 years of my life. And I was doing high school while I was doing the Performing Arts Academy. It was the youngest one in the class. And I was so proud and I was working so hard for my dream. But of course, you have to work hard to, achieve your dreams. And I learned something. If you do not ask, you won't be given a chance. And that's a lesson I keep carrying with me every day of my life. Don't just give it for granted, don't be shy. Get your chance. It's right there waiting for you. Which brings me to the next step of my journey, of my dream. So I started studying singing and I was doing private lessons. I was very good, super good, yeah, nice. And then my voice started dropping and I had to go to the doctor. And she goes, your vocal cords are weak. You should do a job like accounting where you don't speak and you can never be a singer ever. So this is not a vagina. These are vocal cords. And those two dots up there, they are the nodules. So when you don't use them well, they might come up. And the more you use them the wrong way, the more they become bigger and bigger. So you need to really be careful when you have a problem with your voice. So that's, that's what I had. And I decided I wanted to cure this. So what I did 6 months of total silence. I did not do any more singing or acting, and I was whispering like this. And I learned to whistle like that for 6 months. And, it took me a long time to get back to trusting my voice and doing the vibrato and stuff, but then I made it. And it was the best thing of my life when I could make it. And I understood that nobody can tell you what you can or you cannot do. It's your damn life. Go and work out for it. There's always a solution. Believe in it and believe in yourself. That's the most important part. Which brings me to my big dream. So now that I was back on track, I want to go to Broadway, to the city that never sleeps, that one, from Liza Minnelli, yeah? So that's actually me on the New York City Ballet when I went to New York, and I really wanted to make it there. I wanted to move there. So I started to save money, and I started going back to dancing class, which brings us to the next step. And one day I was doing this this master class, where I was doing this beautiful jump like this, and then bam! I fall on the floor with my back on the floor, and guess what? I come out with 2 broken vertebrae, so 2 hernias at the back, which means I have not been able to walk for some time. And I was in bed for, a long time, and this time it was a bit hard to recover, but I was going every day to the therapist and I wanted to make it, and the thought of going back on stage as soon as possible, not waste any time, it kept me up. Of course, New York was on the side, but I could do a lot of shows. I landed so many jobs in so many companies in Italy. I experienced Commedia dell'arte. I did my one-woman show more than 40 times. And I did so many things that probably New York wouldn't have had, for me. because it was my own country, so I was more free to express myself. What I learned is there are tragedies in your lives or things that will hold you back. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It might mean that you have to look around and listen to the wind and see, maybe it's showing you a different path that is probably even better for you. And so 3 years passed, and I decided I wanted to challenge myself this time, getting out of my comfort zone and going to Sydney. You know, hey mate, you doing? All right. It was really nice because Sydney has given me so much job, money, and boyfriend, a lot of travels, but I wasn't looking after one particular thing. The Italian accent, come on, people. So I arrived to Sydney and everyone is making fun of my accent, and then I do the audition and they like, no, you don't speak like Nicole Kidman, come on, fuck off, like, that's it, sorry. And so, you know, it was getting pretty challenging, and I needed a miracle. And actually, instead of a miracle, I got a kick in the butt from my boyfriend, because he's like, dude, either you wake up and you accept yourself for who you are, or you go back to your country. And I said, you know what, you're right. So I decided. I started presenting myself at auditions and saying buongiorno, and just showing who I was. And by accepting who I was, I could land so many jobs in the Opera House, at the Biennial, and so much more. And also I started teaching, which gave me so much joy. So you have to learn that if you limit yourself, you will never get anywhere, but you have to embrace who you are, and that's your particular thing. So you're going to be unique for that. And to wrap it up, I would just like to say one thing, that is, I am so thankful that I've had a dream and I pursue it, and I had so many challenges in my life, but and they helped me being the person I am today. I also would like to thank you all and invite you to participate with me to this song that is from my city. So 3, 2, 1. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. Thank you.